Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Cal Royal number ASA478 US26 steel, or actually stainless steel, they say. Not so sure if that's stainless. It's not magnetic. I would bet it's probably zinc, would be my guess. Let's take a closer look at the item. I actually do have one removed from the packaging, I've realized. Yeah, I'm going to say that that's not stainless steel. This is what is called an ANSI, A-N-S-I, or ASA strike, or a 4 7/8 strike. You'll most typically see these installed in hollow metal frames. The standard strike for a hollow metal frame would be a strike that's 4 7/8 tall. You'll see them in wood frames occasionally, but generally on a project, 4 7/8, generally on a project where you have mostly hollow metal frames, and then the few wood frames, you can have a hospital, and a hospital will have steel frames everywhere, but you might have a pastor's office, a chapel, things of that nature, where you'll have a wood door and a wood frame, and the hardware set is going to be the same manufacturer of lock, of closer, things of this nature, and it would be very typical to not make a strike change for that one particular door, so you could see a 4 7/8 strike installed there. Overall width of the strike is about 1 7/8 inches. However, strikes are measured from the center line of the screw hole to the edge of the lip. It's about 1 1/4 inches, even though this looks closer to about 1 5/16 inches. That's the important dimension. 1 1/4 inches, 1 5/16 inches, 1 3/16. That's all the Swiss Army knife style of size when it comes to these types of strikes. Will be very appropriate for most applications. Is it perfect for any particular application? Yeah, I suppose for a particular application, but this would be the common size. If you didn't specify or didn't have cause to think about what lip length do I need, it's going to become a size that would be about 1 1/4 inches. Now there are most certainly other lip lengths that you would order, depending on the conditions. If you had a deep inset, if the frame and the door had a dimension called inset, where the door stands inside of the rabbet of the frame, greater than a standard dimension, which could be 0, or it could be about 3/32 of an inch. Let's say if that dimension was 1 inch. Well, yeah, you're going to need to think about the length of the lip. You always need to think about the length of the lip when it comes to your application. It just so happens we can really get away with 1 1/4 inches in almost all instances. But if you had a deep inset, or if you had brick mold or casing or some sort of frame condition, like where the wall wraps up and then back around and the frame is kind of buried into the wall, you might need to think about extending the lip of the strike so that your latch bolt doesn't prematurely hit the wall. You might need a shorter strike as well. The most common application for that would be a pair of hollow metal doors where they're outswing and there's a welded flat astragal to the pull side of the active door, and you did not slot that strike lip, that astragal for the strike lip to come through. You'd need a lip length of about 7/8. So there are different requirements based on the lip length. This just, again, happens to be the one that's probably going to work for your application. Let's switch to the screen view where we can take a closer look at the extended description and supporting documentation. So here is the item that we are indeed looking at. Okay. Template ASA strike. That means that there is a preparation that's been done in the hollow metal frame typically for this piece of hardware that will fit into a templated preparation. The size is here. They say it's stainless steel. Again, I've been clear about that. Sold as each, priced as each. When you buy one, we'll ship you one. This is going to be available in other finishes as well. Let's take a look at what those other finishes would be. US 10 for satin bronze, US 10B for oil rub bronze, polished chrome, the one we're looking at here, US 3 for polished brass, US 32D for satin stainless steel is what this would be. Okay. Supporting documentation, we have a cut sheet that's here. Gives you some basic dimensional properties. Not exact, but fairly close. Okay. There is also Then we here have the link to the product catalog, and that's just simply going to show us out of the manufacturer's page what they're looking at. Different strikes. Okay. That hollow metal frame strike. Residential strikes for wood frames, obviously. This is a thimble strike. That's a strike for a deadbolt when you drill basically a 1-inch hole into a hollow metal frame or a wood frame, I suppose. No, certainly a wood frame as well, either. Not fire rated, not UL listed or labeled, unfortunately. I'm not aware of one that is. And then other ancillary hardware on the following pages when it comes to some builder's hardware that's here as well. The link to the manufacturer's page, as seen here, will allow you to review not only all of the Cal Royal products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog here. Let's wrap up this video on camera. So why would someone buy the strike only? Well, who knows? Maybe they, maybe they were lost. Maybe the locks that were ordered, this client ordered only 6 strikes, and this is going to retail build-out space for a national chain that sells eyewear, going to a mall. Obviously, they obviously have. I'm imagining hardware that was supplied. The strikes were not correct. They could have come with T-strikes or full lip strikes. Turns out they have hollow metal frames, or unlikely, but turns out that the wood frames were prepped for a 4 7/8 strike. This will include a couple of combination screws. This will work for both a steel frame and a wood frame. It's a 1224 thread that's there. This is just a real thin head screw. Normally screws are flat undercut head. This one isn't. That just means that the countersinking on this is, made to account for that. But anyway, it's a typical strike. If you have any questions on the Cal Royal, this is their part number ASA478 US26 polished chrome strike, or any other Cal Royal product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.